Hi everyone, I'm Doc Hamels and welcome to another edition of Chautauqua Strong and Healthy. Today we have Dr. Ann Servas and Irene Terryberry who will be doing a presentation on Tai Chi. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome. I'm Irene Terryberry and Dr. Servas and I are really happy to be here and to be part of the Chautauqua Strong and Healthy series, especially during this time. You know, over the last few months, this has been a challenging time for everybody. When the area started closing down, our schedules and our routines were completely disrupted. We weren't able to get to a gym to do our workout or get to the senior citizen center where they have exercise programs or any other location where organizations run group exercise programs. We were really left to kind of do this on our own. We had to keep our exercises going, we wanted to stay busy and active, and we want to be healthy. So maybe the greater challenge during all this is trying to stay self-motivated. And even though Chautauqua County is beginning to open up, many of us, myself included, don't feel comfortable going out into the community and into group activities. So, what Ann and I would like to do today is to offer you and to lead you through a very easy exercise program that's based on Tai Chi movements. These moves are gentle, they flow, and they're not strenuous. However, these moves exercise every major part of your body. And when practiced and done properly, Tai Chi has been shown to have a positive impact on muscle strength, balance, flexibility, and maybe even more important during these times, it has a positive impact on your emotional well-being. Tai Chi exercises are very relaxing and very calming, and it's often referred to as meditation in motion. So what we're going to do is teach you the beginning and the ending moves of Tai Chi. But before we do that, Ann is going to give you some basic information about Tai Chi. What is Tai Chi? What are the health benefits of Tai Chi? And just how exactly does Tai Chi work? Ann?
Tai Chi was originally developed in ancient China as a martial art in hand-to-hand combat during wartime. Now it's mostly used as an exercise program, and it continues to be a competitive sport also. There are a number of different styles of Tai Chi. Some of them have very vigorous movements, kicking, jumping. These are what we consider risky moves. We don't do any of that. We follow a style of Tai Chi called Sun, S-U-N. And all the moves in this form of Tai Chi are very slow, smooth, continuous movements, like the flow of a river. There's no kicking, no jumping involved. And the Sun style also incorporates Qigong and a breathing technique which is called breathing to the Dantian. And both of these are very relaxing components and increase what the Chinese call qi, and that is your internal energy of the body, which is very important for healing. Benefits, Irene already mentioned some of them. Practicing Tai Chi increases muscle strength, it calms the mind, and it brings you a state of harmony within yourself and a feeling of harmony with the world. It works in three ways. It's a good exercise program, it relaxes you so that you generally feel better, and it increases qi, your internal energy. so that after you've practiced, you feel both very relaxed and energized. You may notice a decrease in pain and stiffness in your joints. There'll be an increase in your muscle strength, coordination, balance, flexibility, the range of movement of your joints. You'll definitely notice an increase in your ability to focus your mind and to concentrate. You'll develop a general sense of relaxation and peace, as well as this sense of enhanced energy. You may even notice an improvement in your sleep. And there'll definitely be an overall sense of wellness. So how does it do all of this? This form of Tai Chi follows 6 principles. The first 2 relate to the moves themselves. They are slow, smooth, continuous, and they're done against an imagined resistance. I sometimes think of myself as standing in a big vat of molasses or honey, and you're kind of moving against that. Other people think about it in terms of a magnetic field, and that you're either pulling against a magnetic attraction or pushing against a magnetic repulsion. But this goes on in your mind. You imagine that you're moving against a resistance. The second 2 principles relate to the body itself. We maintain an upright posture throughout all of these moves. There's no leaning, bending. We're upright throughout, as if there were a string that went right through the middle of your body, and you're gently tugging on the top and gently tugging on the bottom and pulling your back right up straight. Also related to the body, in Tai Chi, we are always aware of where our weight is, and particularly when we move our weight, when we transfer weight, like if we're going to take a step. First of all, you transfer all your weight to the one leg, and then you pick up the other leg to take the step and put it down, heel, toe. You transfer all the weight to that leg so you can pick the other one up and bring it up next to it, so that you're constantly thinking of where your body is and where your weight is. Then there are 2 internal principles. And these are things that you do by visualizing or imagining in your mind's eye. And the first of those is related to the joints. You imagine that your joints are open, relaxed, and separating. And the second one, that's called song, songing the joints, S-O-N-G. And the last one is jinging, J-I-N-G, jinging the mind. And that is, we constantly focus on the body while we're doing any of these movements. Our mind is on the body and what our body is actually doing. This, of course, leads to an integration of body, mind, and as you continue practicing, you'll feel that your spirit is even getting integrated also, so that you are ending up functioning as an entire entity. This obviously is very, very different from how we exercise in the Western world. For us, faster is better, harder is better, the more weight we can lift is better. Completely opposite from Tai Chi, where you want to imagine a resistance, but you use the least amount of effort to overcome that resistance. In the Western world, no pain, no gain. Not in Tai Chi. If there's any feeling of pain or discomfort, you stop immediately. You don't do that. But the biggest difference is the separation of mind and body in our Western style of exercise. You'll see somebody chugging away on that treadmill and they're watching a television show. Or they're sitting on a stationary bike pedaling away and they're reading a book. Their body is doing something entirely different from what their mind is doing. And that's completely different than what we do in Tai Chi. The whole focus in Tai Chi of your mind is on your body. It takes a long time to get used to this because of the way we think about exercise. So you need to give yourself plenty of time to adapt to this new way of moving. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks, sometimes it takes months before you actually get into feeling what you're supposed to be doing. So give yourself plenty of time. There is no rush. There's never a hurry in Tai Chi. In summary, Tai Chi is an exercise program that can be done anywhere, anytime, by anyone, in any position. People of any age of level or level of ability can do Tai Chi. If you've had a stroke, dementia, arthritis, nothing stops you from doing Tai Chi. There are no limits on who can do that. You can do it standing, sitting, lying down. You don't need any special equipment at all. You don't have to join a gym. You don't have to pay any fees. All you need is a little square of space around you that is safe. So, Irene is going to talk to you now about staying safe while you're practicing Tai Chi.
Okay, well, whether you're in a class or you're at home, safety is always the most important thing. So it's probably a good idea if you check with your physician before you start any kind of a physical activity. You also want to work in a very comfortable and safe environment. So check the area where you're going to practice. If there's loose rugs, you want to remove those rugs. Look around. Are there any items that may hinder your movement? And then you want to move them out of the way. You want to have a straight back chair, preferably armless, because for our purposes today and for safety reasons, Ann and I are going to be doing these exercises seated. You want to wear loose, comfortable clothing, something that doesn't restrict your movement. Oftentimes people come to class and they have on jeans, and when you have to start lifting your knee, it restricts that full range of motion. You want to have flat shoes, okay? No flip-flops, no sandals. Avoid anything that even has a little wedge to it, because just that much is going to throw your body structure off. And like Ann said, the body structure is one of those very important principles. So that being said, if you have supportive shoes that you need to wear, please do so. Also, it's really important to work within your own comfort zone. And you know what that is because you know your body better than anyone. So if you're doing a move and it feels uncomfortable, stop. Only go to the point of comfort. And then you visualize completing that move fully. So for example, if a move is asking you to come up shoulder height, but you're only able to come up to this point, this is the point that you stop. Then you visualize that arm moving up to shoulder height. The mind is very powerful, and there is evidence that says just thinking about moving uses the same brain parts as it does to physically do that move. So that's the mind-body connection that comes in with the Tai Chi. So if you're in pain, if you're tired, if you even just lose concentration, stop. You know, Anne said, there's no rush with Tai Chi. Give yourself time. But remember that you always feel better when you're relaxed and you feel good about yourself. And that's what Tai Chi can do. So, we're going to start with these exercises. And we're going to start with a traditional Tai Chi greeting, which we always begin the practice with and end the practice with. Take your right fist. You make a very gentle fist, not a tight fist. That represents strength. Your left hand comes up. Close those fingers. That represents friendship. Bend that thumb in. Represents humility. Your fist comes into your palms, your feet come together, and that represents mutual respect. It's a very nice way to start off your practice. So, these exercises work every part of your body, starting from the neck, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. There's 2 exercises for each body part, and we do each exercise 3 times. I'm going to do the upper body, and then Anne will finish off by demonstrating the lower body. So the first thing we do is just a general warm-up. This is kind of silly, but people love it. If you were in a class, we'd probably have you looking, you know, at the person next to you and just smiling, just generally warming up. And then we're going to focus on our body structure, our posture. You pull that string right up to the ceiling so you can feel your head reaching to the ceiling, and at the same time, pull that string right down through the floor. You feel your spine elongating. You bring your shoulders very gently up and back. Your fingers are pressing to the floor. You can almost feel them touching. Your focus is forward. Your chin is level. And just feel that posture. This may feel awkward to begin with, but with practice, you're going to find yourself standing much straighter and taller. The first exercise we're going to do is for the neck. And the movement for the neck is a back and forth. So your chin comes back, chin comes forward, back and forth. Bring your arms up to shoulder height. Turn your palms in, focus. Push that chin back. Push that chin forward. Come all the way down. Come up. Feel yourself moving through that cloud. Chin back. Chin forward. And down. Come up, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. The next exercise for the neck is a side-to-side motion. You're going to take one hand, the palm is facing you. Your other hand comes slightly under your elbow, and you're going to move that hand to one side, and your focus is following that hand. Shoulder remains straight. So we're going to move it to one side. Focus on the palm just a little bit. You don't go far at all. And come back. Turn. Just my head is turning. And back. Now see if you can go a little farther. Just to where you're comfortable. Now see if you can go as far as you can to your comfort point. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Now we're down to the shoulders. We're going to rotate our shoulders 3 times forward, 3 times backwards. This is a very gentle, soft move. You want to feel the motion inside the shoulder. Ready? 1, breathe. And reverse. Breathe in, out, in, out. Second exercise for the shoulders. We're going to take a deep breath in, push all that positive energy right down inside. Ready? Breathe in deep. Take in that energy, push it right down to the side, inside. Breathe in. Keep your gaze forward. You don't want to bend your neck. That's a very risky move. You could injure your spine. One more time. Breathe in. All that energy is going right down inside. So now we're down to the spine. You're going to imagine that you're holding a beach ball. And you're going to rotate that beach ball. You're going to push one palm up to the ceiling as you push the other palm right down to the floor. Notice my gaze is straight. My elbows are still soft. I have not locked them. Your focus is on your spine. Come back to holding that ball. Push. Breathe. We tend to hold our breath during this one. Rotate. Push. Feel that spine elongate. Actually feel it. Push. Focus on the spine. One more time. Push. The other exercise for your spine is a side-to-side motion. Again, this is a very small motion. And the motion actually comes from the hip. So you may hear them say, turn at the waist, but you're not twisting the waist, you're moving from the hip. So your whole torso is moving. This is a very good thing to remember when you're home working, when you go to reach for something, be conscious of moving that whole body. You're gonna hold a ball again. It doesn't have to be a beach ball this time. It can be a little smaller. You're going to turn just to the knee. Check it out. If you've gone past the knee, you've gone too far. Rotate. Turn. Rotate. Make the movement come from the hip. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In and out. So those are the exercises for all the upper body parts. And Anne's going to finish showing you the exercise for the lower body.
All right, so we're at the hip now. If you can sit forward from the back of your chair, that's good. If you need the back of the chair to support your back, well then sit back, relax, and enjoy the moves. Your feet should be about shoulder width apart. We'll start with our hands by our side. Check your posture again. We're going to bring the hands forward and back. And as you're pushing back, lift one knee. Put the foot back down. Bring your hands forward. Step hard on that foot. Press it right through the floor. Other side. Back. Lift the other knee. Put the foot down. Bring your hands forward and step down hard on that foot. Hands back. Push. Lift the knee. The foot back down. Hands forward. Step down hard. Back. Lift the other one. Forward. Let's do a couple more. Back. Lift. Push into the floor. Back. Lift. Step down hard into the floor. And come back. Now we want to open the hips sideways. So you're going to imagine that you're in a little box, like one of those cute little British telephone boxes that I think they don't have anymore. You're going to press your hands against the wall there, that imagined wall. One hand flat, the other hand a little under your elbow here. And while you're pushing, you press down very hard with the foot on that same side. Step down hard on the floor, and you're going to open the opposite hip. Either you can just swing your knee out, or you can actually step out and come back. Do the other side. Push, step down hard, open the opposite hip, and come back. Push, step down, open the opposite hip. Push, step down, open the opposite hip. Couple more. Push, step down, open the opposite hip. And one more. Push, step down, open the opposite hip. All right, now we're at the knees. For the knees, I want you to make gentle fists. By gentle fists, I mean, imagine that you have a little baby chick in your hand. So the hand is closed, but it's not tight. It's relaxed, but you don't want the chick out either. So the fists are closed. And put your fists at your hip. All right. We're going to lift one knee, straighten the leg, and punch out with the opposite fist. And come back to the beginning. If you can't lift the leg, you visualize it. Lift the opposite leg, straighten it, punch out with the opposite fist. Come back. Lift, straighten, punch out. Come back. Lift, straighten, punch out. Come back. A couple more. Lift, straighten, punch out. Come back. Lift, straighten, punch out, and come back. Now, obviously, if you can't lift your leg, you do it visualizing it. If you can just lift it a little bit, that's fine. Or just put your foot out there if you can't lift it up at all. You always stay within your comfort zone with what you can do. Now, the knees aren't supposed to move sideways. So the second exercise for the knees is pretty much the same, except this time when we straighten the leg, I'm going to have you lead with your heel rather than your toe. So you're going to lift, push out with the heel, and punch out with the opposite. Going to lift, push out with the heel, and punch out with the opposite fist. The ideal is to be able to lift a little bit higher each time, but give yourself plenty of time to strengthen these big thigh muscles. And you just do what you can do. One more each side. Lift, push out with that heel, punch out with the opposite fist. Lift, straighten with the heel, punch with the opposite fist, and come back. So now we're down to the ankles. With the ankles, we're going to touch the heel, touch the toe, touch the heel, touch the toe. Feel the stretch there. Heel, toe, the other leg. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And now the ankle sideways. This really works those supporting muscles for your heel. Turn your foot in, the sole in, step down very gently. Turn the sole out. In and out. In and out. And now the opposite side. In and out. In and out. In and out. Then we just kind of shake it out. Now those are the beginning, the opening exercises for any time you do Tai Chi. So we do them every day when we're practicing. Then there's a whole set of other moves that we do. And then we have closing moves. So we're going to look at those now. There are 3 closing moves, and they're actually kind of like cool downs. The first one, gentle fists. We just kind of gently push on the thigh muscles. Loosen up, break up any tension there might be in there. Get the circulation going. For the second move, I'm going to have you take a deep breath in through your nose, and you're going to breathe out through your mouth. When you take a deep breath in, I'm going to have you tighten every muscle in your body, starting with all your facial muscles, all the way right down to crimping up those little toes. And then we'll hold it for a few seconds, and then let it go. Ready? Breathe in. Tighten, 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 tighten. Let it go. You still got those little chicks in your fists though, so don't tighten those too much. In. Tighten, 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 tighten. And let it go. Once more. Breathe in. Tight, 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 and let it go. Now we're going to scoop in all the positive energy we've created again and bring it right down into you. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And we always end with our greeting again. The soft fist for strength. Right hand, left hand, fingers together for friendship. Bend that thumb in for humility. Put your feet together, bring your hands together, mutual respect. So those are the opening and the closing movements that we do with every session of Tai Chi. In between there are a number of other moves, 41 to be specific, 41 moves. We encourage our students to practice every day. Find a time that will work for you every day. That usually works the best. If you can pick a time and every day at that time, you practice your Tai Chi. We start small, 5-10 minutes, and the goal is to gradually work up till maybe 30-40 minutes of practicing. While you're practicing, you need to remember the Tai Chi principles. The posture, the weight, the smooth, slow movements, the imagined resistance, opening the joints, and focusing your mind. If you practice every day, you reap the most benefit from this type of practice. Irene and I teach classes of Tai Chi, and we usually teach twice a week, and we have been teaching at the church on 2nd Street in Jamestown. It used to be the Emmanuel Lutheran Church. Now it's called the Real Life Church. I put up the address for that. The pastor there is Pastor Tim Smart. If you're interested in taking classes with us, learning some other moves, we'd be glad to have you contact us. I've put up an email address where you can reach Irene and me, and we would love to hear from you. We teach throughout the year. I've put up a thing for all the moves that we teach. We start in the fall and we teach 8 moves. We continue in the winter and add 12 more moves to that. And then in the spring, we add 20 more moves. So you can see we start slow. And as you get used to this type of practice, you can learn more moves. So if you're interested, please contact us, leave a phone number, and one of us will get back to you. Before we stop, we're going to give you a demonstration of some of these moves. I'm going to do them remain seated, and Irene is going to stand to do them. These are just some of the moves that we teach. We're not going to do all of them today. You just remain in your seats, watch, and enjoy. Check your posture. Relax your joints. Focus your mind. Commence Tai Chi. This program will be showing again on this TV station over the week, over the next coming weeks. And so you can check your schedule if it's on again. You can follow us again. And like I say, if you're interested in learning more or if you have questions, please feel free to contact us.
So thank you for joining us. We hope that we were able to increase your sense of motivation a little bit and maybe pique your interest in learning more about Tai Chi. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this edition of Chautauqua Strong and Healthy. Look for other editions in this series on Access Chautauqua on channel 1301 or Access Chautauqua's Facebook page and also on YouTube. I'm Doc Hamels and we'll see you next time.